What's up, everyone out there? Welcome back. It's Corp Stats, powered by the Mayo Media Net here on YouTube and presented by Jock MKT. Download the daily fantasy app for free. Use the promo code MMN. They're going to match the first $100 for free, and if it's free, it's for us. All right, everyone, Taco Tuesday. Let's get into it. It's the fastest show in MLB. Absolutely anywhere. We're down to the last 7 shows. We're going to make every single one count, dropping the hammers, doing the lessons, and all the laser-focused guidance analysis that we do here at Mayo Media Net. Please rate, review, and subscribe to the audio-only pod. If you haven't dropped a review yet, well, that's the best way to get this show back around, the bend next year. But for the people that have, thank you so much. That's why I'm going to keep doing the thing that we do into football season. Yes, y'all. And you don't stop, man. I am cranking around the clock. I'm going to be on Mayo's flagship show today, releasing my new, or I should say unveiling my new betting tool. It is freaking awesome. It's just a perspective tool, as always. My ideas are just so wonderfully stupid in their simplicity. But hey, man, that's what it's all about, right? Trying to take things that are difficult and making them a little bit better. And I've had a kind of knack for just that, so keep an eye on that. Let's get into this, the fastest show, baby, and the 3 pillars of profit. We're doing daily DFS Jock Market. Today I mined the advanced statistical leaderboard, looking for some post-All-Star break hitter breakouts for fantasy, and then we're going to do a couple bets. Oh my God, the betting world is just lumping me up. We're going to talk about it in a little bit, but it really has to do with everything, and it has to do with the ball. Get ready, people. We're watching another shift. We had a record low OPS for the American League, like 50 years, like literally 25, 30, or 50 years back to the 70s, I think it was. So we're talking 40 to 50 years. Just the opposite of what we thought, right? The really kind of crazy, humid, sick, hot weather in August that we thought would be the bouncy ball has been the opposite. The humidor's effect now being standardized. We've seen it kind of flattened again. So that's been at the part of it, and it's not making excuses. This just is what it is, and this is what's happened when you're seeing the ball change. Anyone noticing the scores lately? No one. I think one team went over 6 runs yesterday. Yeah, no joke. We've been dropping overs. No joke. We've been dropping those F5 team total overs. We have to dial down the model. Think back to the beginning of the season. You want to be looking for those heavy sinkers and those ground ball pitchers, guys that don't give up a lot of line drives, right? That being the stuff. We're going to go back to a spot where fly balls are good. This is crazy building a boat in the middle of the ocean, but hey, man, that's kind of what we're all about. Just remember, please keep that risk really, really low. I've decelerated my risk down to the minimum in circumstances like this. I'm always betting because I do have it predetermined as part of a risk plan, which I also recommend, but I know not everyone is as disciplined, as important as it is. Be careful. If you think you're just playing with like FU money or coffee money, after a while, that really does build up. If you have worked a percentage into a strategy, then you go for it. But remember, I really do care about you, and I know when I'm losing, some other people are doing just the same, but I don't want it to break you the way it doesn't break me. That's the most important thing. We're all going to have tough weeks, tough months. The important thing is that you don't lean into the losing and start rocking crazy parlays and throwing your risk out the window. That's not how you do it. I know it can be tough. A lot of times the best idea is to kind of disconnect and take a look at the landscape. Again, exactly what we're doing. So let's get up into it. It's the Stack Attack, brought to you by Jock Market 823. Stack Attack. We got to get in the black, man, and make that rack, baby. Okay, first up, it's the Mariners up there from the Pacific Northwest going up against Freddie Mercury. That's Freddie Wash from the Nats. 4.95 ERA, 1.55 whip, 7.73 OPS. The expected ERA and the Sierra both north of 5, probably, validating that number. Keep an eye on that low OPS, but I think we're going to get to it. 17% K is too low. The 11% walk is too high. A lot of the running themes. And what you do get from Freddie is this: very high first strike rate, but an extremely low chase rate. So 60 first strike, 27 O swing. And I think that's going to be the key to today. So Freddie knows he's got to get ahead, so he's basically laying the meatball pitch 1. We're going to be looking for the Mariners to be aggressive today when contact is made against Freddie. It's been pretty rough for him. 45 hard hit north of 22% line drive has equaled that 360 expected WOBA on the year and 1.5 home runs per 9. Really the kind of things that we're looking for. Lefties and righties have a minimum 260 BA, minimum 331 WOBA, all well above average. Each have 6 home runs year to date. But the big power stroke is against lefties. It's that cutter, 39 use, 500 xlug, 14% whiff. Not very good. Way too high on the usage. Again, something that we talk about all the time. Not every pitch is going to be awesome. But when you're noticing that hitters are on these things, you're giving the ability to sit on it. You need to dial back that usage. It's just too high. It's just too high. 39% use is way too high. Hitters can basically sit right on it, especially if they know you have trouble inducing chases like Fetty does. So they're going to sit on it first pitch. And that's what I'm hoping we're going to get today is a lot of aggressive action from the Mariners. Give me Jesse Winker, last 2 weeks, 22 plate appearances against righties. 54 hard hit, 31 barrel rate. Yes. 294, 353, 10, 56 triple slash. Remember, that's our triple slash. I'm not going to do all the details every day, but I do know we do have some new listeners, which is pretty awesome considering it's August. That's batting average, ISO, and OPS. Remember, ISO we're looking at for total base props for extra base hit rate. OPS includes walks, which don't count for total bases, but we need them for Jock Market and DFS and all that other stuff. So again, a lot of times, what's the answer, column A or column B? The answer is both, and understanding how to use them. So Winker in that time frame, 452 expected WOBA and 2 home runs. His beef, for me at least, with the total bases is he's extremely patient, right? He walks a ton, and that can hurt you. So I really like Winker in daily play, not so hot on the total base props. Also, give me Cal, Raleigh, North Carolina. Last 14 days, also 22 PAR, plate appearance against righties, 23 barrel, a 350 batting average, 400 ISO, 11, 59 OPS, 2 doubles, and 2 bing bongs. Keep an eye on Raleigh. He's a really great play for, again, daily DFS where you need a catcher. Now, again, I think Jock Market is better than that when you don't need a catcher. And how many times have we had great lineups get sunk because you needed a shortstop, you needed a catcher that you didn't really want to play? But DFS does give you the ability to make a big hit. So I think the way to work that into our daily profile, again, I guess this is today's lesson, is the majority of my money by total is going towards something like Jock Market because the results are played around even, right? We're looking to climb up percentage points at a time, which is where we want to put the bulk of our money. Because of the scope of the work we're doing, right? We're covering every game, we're covering every play. If you're unfamiliar, thanks to Patty Mayo, man, we're dropping all the tools, implied team totals, player ranks, pitching sheets. It's just everything. I run the algo, grade the games, every single thing you can think of. So there is a pathway to be playing DFS. Like, I'm down with DraftKings. But because the payout is so disproportionate to the top end, I think you keep the risk low, and I've talked about this, playing winner take all. So I think a portfolio should look like, it's 60% Jock Market, it's like 35% prop play where it's all or none, right? Very binary, and then 10% or less, play with those dials to get you where you need to go. But that's just give you an idea of how I'm doing, where like I've gotten beaten but haven't because I float and you're playing different formats. I know it can be a bit confusing, but that's the world that we live in, being kind of sharp and being fluid, I think, at the center of it. So Raleigh looking really good. Also, Julio Rodriguez, the best young hitter on the planet, waking up last week, 6 for his last 16 with a home run and a triple. Last 2 months against righties, 59 hard hit, 19 barrel, and 8 home runs. J-Rod is just fine to be looking for him today, especially when the public starts to get off him, right? You get that little stink from a bad, last 14, last 30. But again, a guy like him, when he's entering top sine wave, you just get behind J-Rod. That wave could take you to the rest of the year. Then we're looking for the Snakes with shapes on their back going up against John Heasley and those Royales with Cheese, 5.61 ERA, 1.56 whip, 8.60 OPS on the season. FIP, expected ERA and deserved ERA all north of 5.5. That's exactly how you get in trouble. 6% came on his walk. How you get in trouble. 50% first strike rate. How you get in trouble. 27% O-swing. How you get in trouble. Now just a quick tidbit right on the O-swing. You figure 32, 33 is probably average. So when you're hearing 27, you're 6 out of 30 to the downside, 20% to the downside. That's really when you're getting in trouble, especially with a low first strike rate, which I think those things, right, they should work intuitively together. If you don't get ahead, you better induce chases or you're going to be ending up in the zone, right? So again, that's how we kind of try and paint the picture of the disciplinary basket and why I think it's so important. Not to say you use all these stats, like more stats better. No, that's not exactly how it works, but I think there are key stats that do work in accordance, and again, try and tell you a story more so than trying to look for outputs. So I did paint you the picture of how we end up in the zone. There we end up with an 88% in-zone contact rate. That's against Hazley, where you get a lot of bad math. 44 fly ball plus 48 hard hit plus 11 barrel equals what? 393 expected WOBA and almost 2 home runs per 9. All the stuff we're really looking to sink our teeth into. Lefties year to date doing a ton of damage. 287 BA, 411 WOBA, 591 slug, and 9 home runs. The problem is the fastball. And again, it's overusage is always at the center of this. I'm going to end up doing a lot of really cool pitching work in the offseason. I already spoke to a site that's going to look to platform me. Maybe somebody you've heard of before. They call that a teaser. That should be a lot of fun because I think we're missing a lot of this. And I'm going to try and put my stamp on this pitching industry of the way that I have, right? I've kind of been out in the front doing the advanced work, and now I think that I understand it enough to simplify it. We're going to try and put it in some pie charts, easy things to look. Oh, that's a good pitch. That's bad pitch. But you also need to know how often it's being used. Where I'm going is I think a lot of the really young pitchers that struggle or just have one pitch that's dialed up too much. Dial that one back. I don't know what these pitching coaches are doing. If you're out there, Kansas City Royals, I am available for hire. I mean, geez, you guys are a disaster. So the four-seamer, 48 use. Just, you could sit fastball. Half fastball to lefties. Hey, guys, don't even offer at the off-speed stuff. Wait for the fastball. 558X slug, 14% whiff. None of those are any good. The diagnostics on the fastball actually do check out 12 inches vertical ride, 8 inches of arm side run. Neither of those is great, but neither of those is bad. The problem is location. So when you have a fastball at 94, which is good but not great, but the location center, hitters know it's coming, so they're waiting for it. Give me Josh Rojas, last 14 days, 42 plate appearances against righties, 85 contact, 417 batting average, 194 ISO, 1087 OPS, 4 doubles, and a home run. So with the very high BA and the ISO below 25, that's a good play for a base hit prop and a good play for daily jock market. Pull back on the 1.5 total bases, right? So remember, we give you the names and the model hits, but you have to know where to put the pieces on the chessboard. Then my dude, Jake McCarthy, one of our favorite, more recent ads. He's been doing great for us in fantasy squads. When you get a couple homers, you get a couple steals, and you get average. That's a roto asset. Last 2 weeks, 41 PAR, 361, 139, 931, triple slash. So again, the high BA, low ISO, decent OPS means maybe a base hit prop, plus jock market, plus DFS, but no total bases, only 3 extra base hits in that span. And give me Christian Walker. Can we want to center sometimes, not just on recent stats, who's sign wave, right? Who's in top sign, but who has the underpinnings here. So we mentioned the bad fastball. Let's look for bad fastball hitters. Give me Christian Walker against those right-handed fastballs year to date. 81 contact, 23 barrel, 14 blast, 427 expected WOBA, and 11 home runs. Christian Walker, excellent pop for a home run today. Keep an eye on him to go yard later on. And then last but not least, give me the Bluebirds from north of the border going up against those Red Laundries from New England somewhere from last I checked, and Josh Winkowski, 5.19 ERA, 1.5 whip, 8.31 OPS, all the attack metrics firmly in place, right? Remember, quick lesson, we were always looking for ERA is the least important, but you're looking for plus 1.4 whip, you're looking for plus like 850 OPS. Anything above that is really a disaster to the downside. I should even say 825, and then you kind of dive in more, right? And we look for the splits and then try and get over that 850, 900 mark on the season. FIP and deserved ERA for Winkowski at 5.25 or worse. 5.5 K minus walk, 6.5 swing strike leads to the 91% in zone contact rate. Again, there's that story. He does keep the ball down, 50% ground ball, but the big shaking butt is 45 hard hit, 10% barrel has led to that 1.5 home run per 9. Again, remember, people, these are the things we're going to be looking for. I know I mentioned we're looking for guys that have high ground ball rates, but you also are looking to stay away from the elevated line drive, because with the wet mush ball, again, that's back in play, right? So think dead ball. You don't want lift. You don't want the extreme fly balls. Think back to the beginning of the season, that line drive hitters greater than sign fly ball hitters, right? So the guys that are putting the ball way up in the air with the big hang time, they will most likely, this is what it looks like at least, begin to get punished from at least the next couple weeks here on out. That's my best guess. I'm inferring. If you don't think I know what I'm talking about, feel free to fade me, but make sure you take screenshots, because I like to be made fun of in case you're wrong. Same with George Springer, last 3 weeks, 18 plate appearances coming off the IL. But, whenever he's playing, he's really, really good. 500 BA, 125, 11, 81 with a 400 xWOBA. The 400 xWOBA is another really good spot to look for those base hit props, right? Whenever you're putting the ball in play at that good angle, there's control, and on base, a guy like Springer leading off, very aggressive, where you want to be. Give me Vladito, last 30 days, 99 plate appearances against righties, 56 hard hit, 15 barrel, 333, 280, 987. So he checks boxes for the total bases, 8 doubles and 6 home runs. Get behind Vlad today. And then I did mention the sinker from Winkowski. Actually, I didn't mention the sinker from Winkowski. I got carried away after the home run. He has a nearly 6 ERA at home. He has a 900 OPS at home. Lefties and righties have a 287 minimum BA. The problem is the sinker, 40 use, 462 X-lug and 6 home runs. Kevin Biggio is a sinker destroyer, so he's going to look to sink the battleship on the year against right-handed sinkers. 83 contact, 364 ISO, 27 barrel, 13 blast, and 2 home runs. So I like Springer, Guerrero, and Biggio for the Bluebirds, Rojas, McCarthy, and Walker for the Snakes, and Winker, Raleigh, and J-Rod for the Mariners. That's your Jock Market Stack Attack for today. All right, let's get up into the fantasy end, get my ducks in a row here. Alrighty, I do. For the audio listeners only, you could jump on over to Twitter at MLB Moving AVG on the Bird app, and grab these images. I think they can be really helpful. Not only do I think they look cool, but this is how you get to the answer. It's been really great to kind of show everybody a bit of the process, and I've seen proof in the pudding with the receipts, people showing me how good their fantasy teams are doing, filled with names that we've gone here, right? So Tuesday, we're mining the hitter leaderboard. Wednesday, we're mining the pitcher leaderboard. Thursday, you put it together and what do you got? Bibbidi bobbidi boop, all your beautiful waiver ads, but we're doing 10, 12, and 15 team ads, and we're noticing some of the players that were on the 15 team ads have worked their way up to the top rung, which means they're viable in every format. And if you added a player that's viable in every format in your 15 team leagues, first of all, that trek up was awesome, and it means you did really good. So that's just name it. It's been Jose Miranda, and it's like Brandon Drury. We have added a bunch of guys more lately. Lars Nootbaar. We got Michael Harris early on. It's been really excellent. I have Cal Raleigh on all my teams, killing it from the catcher spot. Nick Fortes killing it from the catcher spot. I mean, most of my teams have been decimated with injuries, and most of my teams now are all waiver guys, and we're playing really good. So let's get into the hitter leaderboard again. Don't overreact to this stuff. It's not the raw leaderboard, right? These are interesting names that I think you could either add. I don't know if anyone's trading anymore, but names to keep an eye on, or even if it's circle for draft champions in the offseason. We're at that point right now. So these are interesting names inside the top 50 of blast rate. Remember, blast rate is the ideal subset of barrels. J.D. Davis, Joey Gallo, the only two above 10% at 13 and 10 respectively. O'Neill Cruz, Albert Pujols, Nick Gordon, Chas McCormick between 8 and 9. O'Neill Cruz finally starting to wake up. Albert Pujols, the sleeping dragon, is awake and given a terrible resolve. There's some of that devil magic for the Cardinals. Nick Gordon, we're on him. He's on a bunch of my teams also, particularly when they're playing the righties. Get with Gordon with the Twins playing every day. Chas McCormick playing with the Astros. To Michael Massey, 7.5% blast rate for the Royals. He's playing every day. Eugenio Suarez, he's kind of a sine wave guy, so when he's starting to hit, you get behind Suarez. To Paul DeJong and Trent Grisham. Both of those guys probably available in 12-team leagues, and if you need to stream, you might be able to do worse depending on the matchups. Let's get over to the other side. It's expected WOBA. So I know there's a bit of overlap between Blast and X-WOBA. I don't want to get hung up for this, but there are no other stats. Trust me. You don't want to see the walk leaderboard. You don't want to see the take leaderboard. No one cares about that stuff. It doesn't really move the needle for anything we're doing. So I think X-WOBA is a little better because it does include on base where blast rate's purely contact. If you don't make enough contact, you still have a high blast rate, but you're not making enough contact. Expected WOBA, you've kind of got to do all those things. Pujols, Massey, Evan Longoria, and Lars Nootbaar over 400. Solano, Rojas above 390. To Emmanuel Rivera, Chas McCormick, Nick Gordon, and Luis Rengifo all Rengifo's another beautiful name. Oh my gosh, he's on all of our teams. He stepped in after Aledmys Diaz, who we got a ton out of. He got hurt. We supplemented with Rengifo. He's been awesome. He's on all of our teams, second and short eligible. Just love it. This is the kind of work that you need to be doing. So again, people, you've seen it. Hope this does it. I think maybe that is a good time to ask for a like button. Put your cartoon finger inside me. Get down and press the like button pretty please with sugar on top because it matters more than it should. But You want this show? You want me to do the work for you? Hey, man, I didn't ask for no money. I just asked for a cartoon thumb. Seems like a pretty good, trade-off to me. More importantly, it's using these advanced statistics under a time-sorted lens to highlight players that maybe aren't popular and have playing time. And that's the best way, right? Little input stats plus playing time equals possible production. No guarantees here, but that's how you find it. So all these players definitely viable. We're going to make the list on Thursday, doing exactly what we do. Keep an eye on that. And remember, if you wanted more of this list, I will post the image directly to Tweeter, as my friend Rick would say. All right, let's get into the third pillar of... I don't even know if I could call it the third pillar of profit anymore. I mean, that's why originally I changed it to first looks, because sometimes you want to kind of digest it, make sure you have the best plays. But these are all plays I get action on. Make no mistake about it. It's just been just awfully brutal. Awfully brutal. Awfully brutal. There's no way around it. Dropping every one-run game you can imagine. Errors, dropped ball. It's just everything terrible that can happen happens. Barrels not going, and it's just everything. It really is just everything. What was the killer yesterday? Pirates, F5 team total over 1.5 is murder, because I had 2 base hits in the first inning. Exactly what we were looking for against Odorizzi. 2 on, 1 out. I was like, here we go. Let's just get the double, put the 2 runs on the board, and move on. We also had the Marlins. That was an easy clear, so I'm not trying to throw away these F5 team totals, but every scoring bet is now affected, in my opinion. Remember, we saw it yesterday. We're going to continue to see it. We see the record low OPS, like I mentioned. So the trend is your friend unless you're not going along with it, right? That's the end of that saying. The trend is your friend. Well, if you're bullish and the trend's bearish, the trend is not your friend. You have to get short. So we're going to get short on offense, and let's do just that. So at the top, I've got Milwaukee Brewers F5 run line. This one is really just betting the board. Corbin Burnes is going for the Brewers. He's essentially the best pitcher on earth, going up against Tony Gonsolin, who's also pretty good, although I think he's just outperformed a little bit, right? 2.12 ERA, .86 whip for Gonsolin this season is absurd. I think the indicators probably tell a little bit more of the truth. 3.7 Sierra, 3.7 xFIP. Again, these are very good, but it's not 2.12. So I think he's kind of pitched over his shoes a bit. 12% swing strike, very good. 28 CSW, very good. 33 O swing, this is good. 85 in zone contact, this is good. But they're not great, right? So I think he's had a bit of some batted ball luck, right? 201 BABIP is a good validation of that. So you'll notice there is a bet with a minus on it. No, I haven't lost my mind or been kidnapped. It has to do more with Gonsolin being very good and the suppression of offense. And it is the one time I really do say it's all right to accept juice. When you get a run in a 5-inning game, I'm not even sure how you value that. It's almost priceless. It's a run. It's a run in a game where you push. So I think here you take it because there is a chance that we push it, right? If you have a kind of a bad pitcher expecting runs against, don't pay for the run. Take the push. Take the chance to push and take the plus odds. In this scenario where Gonsolin's very good and the Dodgers are very good, you got to play the expectations where 0-0, 1-1, 2-2 are very, very, very likely. Corbin Burnes getting 15 ounces, I think I'm very confident in. So if you like I think it's plus 110 on the F5 money line, totally viable. Absolutely viable. Anytime you get Corbin Burnes with a plus money bet, you don't need me to tell you that could hit. Then let's skip down to the next one. I got base hit parlays. Unfortunately, the price is TBD. Josh Rojas, who we laid out before, checks all the boxes for a base hit prop, right? 400 batting average last 2 weeks against righties, 1,000 OPS. Everything we're kind of looking for, and he leads off. So the extra plate appearance should be in effect. Problem here was the Blue Jay game. Though the starters are listed and there were prop bets listed, I'm not sure what the books were waiting for. It's not out yet. When it comes out, Rojas, I think, was minus 220. So as long as the addition of Springer gets you to minus 105 or better, that's a smash. If not, you're going to have to follow along on Twitter or on Patreon. Don't worry, it's not Patreon. I'm not trying to shill it. It's all free. It's just a good spot to follow all of my work without all the other nonsense, right? It's very condensed and succinct way to see all the MLB MA stuff. All the tools, implied team totals, matchups, starting pitcher sheet, algo scores, player rankings, home run tracker. all that stuff without me, which sometimes I admit I can be a lot. So give me Rojas and Springer. It should come in around plus 100. If not, again, just keep an eye out. I'll find somebody. We don't want to be desperate, but again, yesterday, Luis Rice, I think he put the stick on it too a few times. One of the only times you'll see this guy go 0 for 4 when we backed him, and it was against a lefty. It just has been absolutely brutal. Absolutely just the brutalist. The brutalist. Decelerate your risk, people, and fade me at your own risk. Last up, donkey style. We're going money line parlay. It's Braves and Giants. A bit surprised that this one got us to even money. I just think we have landslides here. It's Carlos Rodon going up against Drew Hutchinson. Rodon, 2.89 ERA, 1.05 WHIP, 5.78 OPS. Every single earned run indicator below 3, 32% K, 24% K minus walk, 82% in zone contact rate. So he's winning in the zone with the 35% chase rate. He gets him to chase when he needs to. He's looking excellent right now. 6% barrel, 2% blast, half a home run per 9, 270 expected WOBA, one of the best in the league for Rodon. The Detroit offense is trashola. They're rolling out Drew Hutchinson, 4.23 ERA, 1.47 WHIP, though the indicators tell a different tale. Expected ERA, Sierra, and classified run average and xFIP all north of 5, double-digit walk rate, 89 in-zone contact, where the Giants' offense not great, but they should do work. He allows a 41% hard hit rate, 9% barrel, 365 x WOBA. Lefties in particular doing damage. So keep an eye on Jock Peterson today, right? Anytime a pitcher struggles against lefties with the Giants, look for Peterson. I didn't have him circled. He is a perfectly cromulent total base prop. So that's one side of it. And then give me the Braves there, where we have, sorry about that, everybody. Braves is Max Fried going up against the Pirates and JT Brubaker. Sorry, I condensed my sheet there. 2.6 ERA, 1.05 WHIP for fried eggs, 5.80 OPS. He's just doing all the things. He looks so good out there. He looks like a legit ace. I know fantasy circles were a bit turned off to the K rate at 23, but the walk rate at 4 leaves you with 19% K minus walk, which we absolutely love. The chase rate up near 38, 51 ground ball, 32 hard hit. He's a grill master, keeping it low, keeping it slow. Those ribs falling off the bone, man. Give me Max Fried up against Brubaker, who's been better as of late, but he's just really a guy. 4.19 ERA, 1.43 WHIP. A little bit too many walks and a bit too many line drives. Atlanta makes a ton of good contact, and the offense is far superior to the Pirates. So I think, give me Braves, give me Giants. I'm trying not to be spoiled and greedy with the run lines, but I think you could also work those into a play also, right? 60% on the money line parlay. If you get it across, it makes it a profitable venture. Then you sprinkle in the run lines to look for a progressive payout. Just another piece of advice from somebody who is not winning right now, but I've done quite a bit of winning in my day, man. Multiple years of double-digit return on investment. I'm going to kind of get it stuffed in my face, and that's why I was never really arrogant about this, and I really tried to keep some of the Twitter actions in check. I realized, it's celebrating, having fun, and like people are having fun, and they want to see it, and it's good advertisement and stuff, but at the same time, it doesn't really come off great when I look at it. I'd rather be thought of as a boomer, I think. So that will do it from us here at Cork Stats and Mayo Media Net. Get up in the Jock Market, download the app, keep your eye on the Mariners, on the Diamondbacks, on the Blue Jays. We know the Blue Jays are going to be expensive, maybe not. Biggio, love the Diamondbacks when they come up, because a guy like McCarthy is somebody we might be getting really cheap. Same to be said for Winker and Raleigh in the JM streets. Oh yeah, baby. Follow me up on Twitter. Make sure you rate, review, and subscribe to the audio only pod. Grab the image, right swipe, left swipe, screen share that bad boy, and while you're there, press that like button, give us a thumbs up, and if you really want to say thanks for the effort we've put in, we're down to 7 shows. I believe you had 6 after today. Can you believe it? What an awesome season. Really look forward to bringing you football content here on The Mix. Keep an eye out for that. That playlist is already up. I already have some football stuff. I'm going to be unveiling something again with Patty Mayo later on today that you're just absolutely going to love. If you bet on football, it's a really cool perspective tool on when to go money line, when to go spread, because there quite literally is an answer to it. It's not so much objective or even to your own, opinion. So, all right, everybody, enjoy your games. Enjoy the day, and when we're done with the book, enjoy that pay, man. Remember, when you work this hard, it feels a lot less like luck, and I will catch you on the flip side, yo. Peace.